The following is a live special presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. Happy New Year's Eve. My name is Ron Juckett. Welcome to the program for this 31st of December, 2025. For all acquaintance we forgot. Okay, so normally we were going to do King of the Hill Hockey, at least finish up that series. And as I said in my video last night, the Flyers have won it. They are the King of the Hill champions. And so the next video will be a preseason baseball game showing off Action PC Baseball 26 for the 86 season. Anyway, not realizing that the next alpha was, I don't know why that's buffering. The next alpha was about to drop for Payoff pitch baseball. It dropped last night, and with the 17-minute video that those of us on the team got the chance to see. Dave Gardner started off late last night, and I'm about to do a game for you today. I will say this. This is an extremely ambitious alpha. I'm not sure how much of it's going to work. I know that the Bunting, Dave had a problem with that. You're going to be amazed at what this can do, and a lot does need to work. I don't know if we're going to have any crashes with this. So I will do this disclaimer from the start. This is an alpha. This is the third alpha that has been released. We got the second one was the one that I showed you a couple weeks ago. This is not yet in beta. No, you can't test it unless you know somebody. And B, please don't make suggestions about Payoff pitch the actual game. That's Joe Bryant's baby. He's not working on this. Dana Dill is the one that's behind this. And so any creative suggestions that you have need to be about what you're about to see computer-wise and not game-wise, if that makes any sense. So with all that being said, let's get right to it, shall we? We will show off what we can of the Payoff pitch PC game again, expected to be out by the start of the 2026 baseball season. Make sure I don't hit anything here that I shouldn't be. So let's go. Let's select the season. We're going to go with, come on, hit it, 69. And so there are some new things in this version. How you doing, Andrew? That weren't there before. These were the regular season standings and all that. Let's see if I can expand this. It just makes it bigger. Let me make sure that that's actually what you're seeing. Yep. But a couple things that are new. You can now pick a date. So let's go with May 4th, 1969. And it will give you the line score or box score for any game played on that particular day if you won the season. And you can click on the word replay and actually play that game. Yeah, test it. Yeah, I plan to. I'm not going to do a DH season. So we can also sort things by teams. So let's say we pick the 69 Red Sox, which is how we're going to do this. Here is their entire schedule. And again, the whole thing. Box scores, replay, who won, who lost, and all that. So let's just pick a random game here. Let's do Detroit and Boston from May 4th, 1969. Now, why aren't we... See, that's the first thing that I would say that would be a suggestion change, is that once you hit it, it should give you the lineups. Was it Longborg and Dobson? Cancel game. That's not a good start. How you doing, Rowdy? Greg, Happy New Year. Yeah, okay. So let's try this again. If you hit replay, you should get everyone that's automatic instead of having to generate lineups. don't think Yaz was playing first base in 69. So already we got, that is a bit buggy. Yeah, it's gonna be great. All right, when we try a different season, I want to use one that there's no DH. Let's go to 63. Oh, what a night. Late December back in 63. I want to go with Sandy Koufax. All right, so let's choose April 10th at Wrigley Field. See if we get the pitchers at least to be there. Okay, so that one is actually populated. Okay, that's good. So the first thing I would do is make sure that if you're going to, because the one thing, even down to playoffs and World Series games, are the as-played lineup should be pre-populated. They weren't for 69. That needs to be fixed. Yeah, Sandy, who has 90th birthday yesterday. The other thing that's new on this is if you mouse over the word view, you get their card, and they're rounded. All right, so we'll confirm that. Now, I'm going to put on my dice, and it should show you that. I'm going to put it over the line up there. Okay, you can't see that. And I got to change it. Nope. Okay. So I need 2 6s and 2 10s, right? Is that all I need, Dave? Is 2 6s and 2 10s? Yeah, it'll be great eventually. Yep, 63 worked. All right, then I want to go to options here. I want manual dice rolling, roll all dice, and fast action cards. You can do it automatically. It's not how I'd play it, so we're going to do this the way that I would play. Enter play results manually. I think we'll leave that one unchecked. We'll have manual steal, manual sack bunt. We'll use the sack bunt charts. Auto advance between things. Okay, so those are the options. And that's how we'll do it. So Bob Boole will pitch to Willie Davis. And so this is new. It no longer takes you to the second screen, which I think is great. So it's all the same screen. And I'll move my dice up here. So we're going to be rolling off in play on Boole on the 10. Or you can just do a random number. You could just hit that for random, but I'm rolling my own dice. And 13 for Willie Davis. So lefty versus a righty in play is going to be a single. So batter hits a single. Now, Ron Fairley is the Canadian Hall of Famer. Tape Saturator, Happy New Year to you too. All right, so I'm imagining that we can steal here. And it does give you how they are in the lineup today. So Nate Oliver hasn't had that bat. Let's try and steal second. So we need to do a jump check. His rating is 1 to 5. So it's 2d6 less than or equal to 5. I roll my dice. It is a 5. And now that needs to be, okay, it doesn't tell you what that number is. His steal rating is a C. Catcher arm is a 1, so it would be catch C1 on the column. He's going to be out because it's a 97. I guarantee it. It should say what that is. Oh, he's safe. Okay. It'll take you to the other screen if you let the game roll the dice. Okay. Yeah, the icons, you know what they could do, and I suppose it's just a JPEG file. I would go with just a round team logo there. I know that can't be released with that. I'm not a huge fan of the gingerbread either, but again, it really doesn't make much difference to me. All right, so we stole second. Here's the next at bat. 10 for Buell is in play. 33 is going to be an out. And it's going to be pop out to second. And you can see right there what it is. So it shows you as you input the numbers what you're going to get along with that. So that works well. Here's Wally Moon. 2 out. 8 is going to be in play. It shows you that Davis is on second. So a lot of this is quite clever. Roll of 26, and a 26 in play for a righty versus a lefty, or lefty versus a righty is going to be a single for Wally Moon. Now, this is new. You should be able to flip the fast action card for the base running advancement. And I remember seeing, because I caught Dave just as my wife was coming home from work, so I actually had the computer on. And it wasn't leaving this fast action card up very long. It does this time. Line drive to center field. Runner advances to first. Advances 2 bases. That runner's going to score. And so the Dodgers are up 1-0 on the single by Wally Moon. So 1 out, 1-0 LA. And we got to end the play, which really shouldn't be there because you've done everything that you possibly can. You entered the result and you flipped the card. Here's Hondo. Frank Howard, another in play. And Howard 0-0. I think that's a rare play, isn't it? Rare play. I hit return. Okay, there are no rare plays in the game, and so that should be taken out or added. That's another thing. That's not very good. I think clicking the mouse versus the enter button changed how long the card was up. Sometimes. Okay. The click makes it skip through quickly. How you doing, Ray? Happy New Year. We'll go wild pitch. So let's move the runner to second. And let's do this again with 1 out. So that needs to be worked. Another in play. And Hondo hits a 14, which is going to be a single. And so we're going to get on our fast. So, okay, clicking the mouse. Okay, let's click it. Kept it up. Single. Line drive to center. Runner advances 1 base. So first and third for the Dodgers. 1 out here in the first. For Johnny Roseboro. 6. Tough. 67. That's going to be an out. And that will be a ground ball to short. Now, with 1 out, let's see if we get a double play check. G6. Ground out. Okay. Now, I roll this again. Runners on first and third, 1 out. Used only for special cases. It needs to explain that better, I would think. So we'll roll the 2d6 again. 16. Double play check on the 2 is a 7. So the pitcher's double play rating is 7. The batter's is 7. It needs to be lower or equal to 7 to be a double play. So I'm not quite sure because, again, I'm not super familiar with the game, what that first roll is for. But it will be a double play. And that is the end of the inning. Hit enter to move on. So the bottom of the first, to see that the arrow up there by the inning tells you it's up in 1. Sandy Koufax. Rowdy, thank you so much. How you doing, Triple G? Aaron, how are you? Good to see you. Happy New Year. Why not put a slider so a player can determine the amount of time? I'm sure there'll be options. The options are limited. This is the 3rd alpha. Not making excuses. Lou Brock with the Cubs. Holy cow. Koufax in play. Brock, 31 in play. He's going to be an out. is going to be pop out to second. Andre Rogers, a household name in his own house. Tough out. 61 is going to be an out. Going to be a flat to right. Here's Billy Williams. 10. Tough. 47. Tough is going to be a ground out to first. A single? What? A 47. Oh, because it's against a lefty. Okay. I get it. So no-hitter for Sandy. Aaron doing great. Yes, there is a dice roller, but I'm just doing this the way that I would play the game, which would be to roll my own stuff. There is an internal dice roller. Absolutely. First year roll I had for the double play was to check to see if it is a check or not. The number has to end in a 5 or 6. Then there's a dice roller options that come up on the screen. Aaron is doing a lot of pocket pennant, status pro, and more. Okay, yep, lots of options here. Lots of options here. And thanks, Roddy, for becoming a member. Ron Santo, tough. 86, that's not going to be a hit. That's going to be a ground ball to short. And that is not a double plus, a third out. So we're done with the inning. Cubs get a hit, and that's it. So we'll do one more inning manual, and then we'll go to another method here. I'm trying to get the pitcher up with a runner on. Buell in play. 8. Roseboro's going to reach on a single. Now, play with single with runners, awaiting a flip here, okay? Again, some of this is my unfamiliarness with the game. Play single with runners. So runner first base, +1, +2, or 1+. Where do I see that on the card? I don't. Well, we'll flip it. Batter hits a single, and you didn't see the card. So that was with the mouse click. Rowdy uses pocket pen to score his games. The lineup's coming. Yep. So that needs to be fixed. Is when you hit it with the mouse, I never saw what the result was on the card. And I'm kind of confused why. Would he be able to stretch it into a double? That didn't make a lot of sense, but what the hey. Buell, 7. Patient. Fairly, 52. Patient is going to be, against a righty, a single. And okay, so again, now you get the single advanced base runner thing. I'll click it, but it slows down this time enough to tell me a line drive into center field. Runner on first just moves up the 90 feet. So that slowed down for that. So it's, I would say, kind of inconsistent. McMullen. 10 in play. Roll of 21 in play. It's going to be a base hit. We'll flip the fact again. This time it was again, I used the mouse. Line drive into center. Everybody moves up 2. So the Dodgers are up 2-0. So much for a team that can't hit. So here's McMullen. Oh. In play. That is confusing. I would, just for my own sake here, ditch that. Once you've entered it, it should move you on to the next batter, because I got confused. I haven't been through the lineup yet. McMullen's a 7-hitter, and I'm thinking he's up at the plate again. That probably should be nixed. McMullen on first, Fairley on third. It's in play. I've had a lot of that. And the batter roll is 57. That's going to be an out. That's a fly ball to right. Do we get an advancement check here? Oh, advancement check. Okay, runner on third is a 6. Arm is 9, so he is safe if it's both 6 or 9. Out if it's less than 6. Else split chart. Oh, greater. So we see. So is it greater than 9? That could be explained a bit better, I would think. We'll roll it. It's an 8. So by that, I would think that he'd be out. Or a split would be a chart. Coach's choice. 40. Oh, 6. We do it again. 1d6, 1. And then 24. I'm guessing that's an out. Fly out to right. And the runner is out. Okay, that could be explained a lot better. So it was a fly ball to right. The runner on third it had a 6 against a 9 art. It went to the chart. It was my choice, and the runner was out. That wasn't explained very clearly whatsoever. So that's another thing is, although it's a line there, that's in whenever the game documentation comes out, yeah, I had no idea what just happened. Oh, pitcher. Oh, 2 out. I can't bunt. Poor Dave. 9. Koufax, 61. Going to be a strikeout on the tough. I like how that swoops across the screen. We've played 2.5. Again, there should be no end play there. That's it. Once the at-bat is done, it should move you along. So after an inning and a half, it's 2-0 Dodgers. Trying to get a runner on with a pitcher at the plate. Ernie Banks at first. Rolls an 8 off of Koufax. That's a toughie. 77 is going to be an out. Fly ball to center, 1 away. For Nelson Matthews. Tough. It's Koufax. Oh, he might actually get on. Nope, that's a strikeout. Oh, my God. 1-60. Sit down. And Ken Hubbs. See, I think the other thing that just thrown me off, if there's no base activity, it just goes to create play, which is an odd wording. It should be batter up or at bat or something besides create play. But there shouldn't be there's nothing else to resolve. So it should just move you along. Tough for Sandy. 93 for Hubbs is going to be fly ball to left, and that will be the inning. Sandy, a clean second. Again, there should be no end. There's nothing to clean up here. Willie Davis. I take it you can't bunt for hits. Ballpark. So our first ballpark check for Buell. Ballpark lookup. 91 is going to be in play. We roll again. 82 in play is going to be an out. And that will be a ground out to second. 1 out. Andrew, thank you so much. Happy New Year, John. How you doing, Big Dave? So here we go. 1 out. 6 for Buell is tough. 47 for Oliver is going to be, he's a righty, going to be a single. Right, 47. I'm not going to bunt Wally Moon. We will get a bunt in. 4 is a ballpark check. 20, going to be a wheelhouse check. Wally gets to crush one here. We re-roll. 67, wheelhouse. It's going to be an out. Wow. This could be a double play check. Ground out to short. Now, the 5, 6. So any roll that has a 5 or a 6 in it is going to be, get that? 1. And it should scroll down. Double play check. 8 needs to be lower than the 7. It is not. And so I guess there's a force there. It shows force. So runner on first. I haven't had a situation where I've needed one yet. I mean, Frank, we're getting there. Howard, 8, which is in play. 82 is going to be a ground out to short, and that should do it. Now, you can't bunt for a single. Bottom of the third, 2-0. Let's see. Let's tough. 34 is a single, right? Yeah. So here's the bunt chance coming up right here. Oh, now we have a single base run. Now, why would you do that? Is that to see if he's turning that single into a double? And I'm not seeing on the card where that plus is. So again, it needs to be explained just a little bit better. Batter hits a single. All right, so now with the pitcher at the plate, we're bunting. Now this is the manual bunt, not the automatic. So sack bunt check is a 9. And we'll flip the card here. Now the card will disappear too fast. That time it worked. Card 225, fast action card. He is there a grade? Oh, pitcher hitting card. It's a bunt. Now, why am I rolling again? I bunted. Yep, bunting is all messed up. It did not, the sacrifice did not work. So that, wait, that's a fielder. So that completely screwed up. Yeah, the bunt one just wasn't registered at all. It turned into a fielder's choice. So it's an alpha, and I'll do the disclaimer again. This is the third alpha, and there are things that are not going to work, and that clearly did not work. My goodness, that was just a cluster. 1 out, 12. A rare wheelhouse for Koufax. Brock, 57, is going to be an out. Ground out to third. Now we got a re-roll. 42. Double play check. 7. So 2 out. Hit the side of the monitor. Yeah, it recorded it was a successful bunt, but it didn't register. Lou's gonna steal. So 7 on the jump. Nope, can't get the jump. Pitching. So now we resolve the at-bat to Patient. Batter roll 44 for Patient is going to be a walk. Gently hit the monitor. Don't want that. Okay. 2 out, bottom of the third. Here's Billy Williams. Tough for Sandy. 96 is going to be a flat to right. All right, we are through. And again, there should be no end play there. It should just move right along. There's nothing to clean up. I'm going to ditch the dice. We're going to go to auto dice rolling, separate 6 to 10 rolls. Showbox. Oh, and this is, yeah. See, although it's a cute little picture of Fenway, I don't like that. I think it should all be on that one screen. But let's see how it goes. Ditch the Dice, a new podcast. There you go. It is the OOTP podcast, Ditch the Dice. So the ball is in play on the 5. Roseboro 47, ground out to first, and then we execute the play. How you doing, John? Ballpark. I don't like the fact that the dice is on top of the result. Well, that's being nitpicky. Fairly. Wheelhouse home run. So if you're not... So Fairly homers, and it's 3-0 Dodgers here in the 4th. Defense check. Okay, so you can't automatic... If you do that, it does the fast action cards. Now, it was a 66. It was a ground ball. It's a pitcher check. Ground ball out, I guess. Okay, not quite sure, but again, we're just showing it off. So far, so good. Happy New Year. I wish the dice could be locked into one part of the screen and not tumble. All right, let's see what we can do here. Hide box. Let's see that. Trzaskowski is 0 for 1. Yeah, that's even more annoying. In play. Ground out to the pitcher. If you're going to have the dice roll on the screen, you can't be covering the results. And again, the end play, if there's nothing going on, really shouldn't be there. How you doing, Scott? Okay, Koufax to face Santo. Tough out, so it's an I'm assuming that this is an automatic out. Yeah, that's highly confusing. All right. Oh, I can reset the tray position. Or no, I can't reset the tray position. Happy New Year, Dogs, Days of Dice, and Forrest. Happy New Year. And this is all a mouse click. Enter and space don't do anything here. Tough strikeout for Ernie Banks. So this is auto everything. Does it all at the same time. It works. It's a tough out, and 12 is a strikeout. And then you execute the play. All right, let's... So we know bunting doesn't work. Is there anything else in the game screen that you guys want to see? Check the base running on single and doubles. Jeremiah's got a new icon. Happy New Year. Check base running on singles and doubles. Well, let's let Sandy Koufax hit first. Well, with the as played schedules, are you able to sim other games? That's what we're about to do. In about 2 minutes is do that. Willie Davis 4. Ballpark check. 17 is going to be a wheelhouse. We re-roll. 29 on a wheelhouse is going to be a base hit. Triple. There is a dice tray. He actually had it better in the first version than he did the second version, where it was smaller and not interfering with the lines of text that told you what the actual play was. The runner does look like a gingerbread cookie, right? I believe, isn't that Al Wilson's 3D printing? All right. 9 is tough. There's 1 out. 16 is going to be a strikeout. Wally Moon, 2 out in the 5th. 4 is ballpark. 64 is going to be in play. We re-roll. 84 going to be out. 84 for Moon is going to be double. Well, there's 2 out, so it won't matter. And again, you don't need to clean it up if the inning's over. All right, so we did that. Let's show you the box score. So it now keeps track of, it will put the date of the game there. It's there if you click the automatic, but not, I saw he was going to add that. So average and OPS, and I believe in the next version, or a version that's coming out after, there'll be some defensive stats there. Along with winners and losers. So that's what's on the box score. Koufax struck out 3 through 4. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Exit the game does not mean what I was hoping it would be. It should not take you out of the game. There should be an option there to go back. Okay, so we come back here. Let's do a new project. This is what he was showing off last night. Replay 63 test. And that's how you create a season. Bing, bang, boom. And it should be all there. Now, Did you do this, Dave, or no? They are meeples that come with the printed version of the game. It doesn't look like you can auto do this yet. Or I'm not seeing one. An easy way to do that. I would go with logos personally. And there should be a way to back out without leaving the program. He was showing something along that line off. I don't know because there's no autoplay yet in the game. We have as played is in the game, but I'm not seeing any autoplay yet. So I know, Dog Day Dice, what you're talking about. I'm just not sure if he's implemented autoplay in the game yet. Eventually there will be, because what I wanted to do was zip through a season to see how fast it was going to go. But as far as I can tell at this point, it's all manual transmission. Yeah, I don't think, remember, this is the third version of the alpha. We're not in beta yet. I don't want to click out. You're going to get the, oh, you can autoplay. Let's do that. Oop, that doesn't quite work yet either. So, no, the zoom feature isn't fully implemented yet. Happy New Year, Barb. Travis Johnson. If you like meeples, there's nothing wrong with them. They're just not my thing. Okay, so the auto feature here is kind of borked. Until there's runners on. Yep. So he'll have to work on that. So I'm going to put it on the trouble screen and we're going to X out. So here's the stats he's keeping. Let's click 48. Team batting. Team pitching. And a lot of stats. And they appear to be sortable. They're sortable. Player batting. They're again sortable. You can set to when the auto stops. Yes, you can, but it's not really doing full auto. That's not a usable feature right now. It'll get there for sure. So that's how it keeps the stats. Anything else you guys want to see? There's a lot of new stuff here. He has worked very hard to get to where this game is. But to me, it seems a little bit rougher than the first alpha that we saw. But again, there's a lot more new features there because I will send this video to him. And again, I mean, this is this is the third version of an alpha. He's still putting in features, and he took a lot of what you guys suggested when Dave did the live stream and I did the live stream, and put it in. So whatever comments you guys have, we're not talking about Joe Bryan's engine. Don't make suggestions for that because I believe that game is pretty much done. But and how Dana is implementing it. So I'll give it another couple minutes for you guys to figure out what you'd like to see and all that before we call it a stream. This one kind of felt like an alpha to me. But there's a lot there. I think it took a lot for him to be able to put in everything being manually controlled. That took a lot. I didn't see the size of this download compared to the last one. So, but that was the big feature, along with not every season has the as-played lineups in it. 63 does. So that's big. So you can literally pick a game and do that. Let me take a drink real quick. So I think for what he's going for at this point, a lot of it's there. The next thing is going to be having the computer play games for you that you're not going to have to sit and babysit through. There's no quick play. You can set up the game, but there's no fast play through there, as you would see in the Cook or the Strat or all that. I know YouTube creation is great for getting it out there. I'd like to see the testing group open up to a few more. We'll roll out tabletop games of Payoff Pitch. You could talk to Data. I mean, again, this it's not just Dave and I and Data. There's probably 10, 15 they're doing this, and we're just being allowed to show it as it comes out, as opposed to having it all behind the scenes. Over the next couple of days, I'll actually play a couple games and do that. But the big things are the stealing bug and the sack bunts. Be fine with the DH, but the bunting, since it's not recording, that's huge. And so we'll get to that. I think so. So don't think it's just Dave and I or alpha testing this. Dana has done a lot of testing. In the video that we were showing last night, he had done a lot of work. It's not just YouTube people showing this off. We're just a rare case of those of us who are creators, content creators, are allowed to show this off, kind of like season ticket football when we did that, as it goes. I don't know how many. Dave, do you know how many are on his beta team? That Beatles has shown it off too when you're in the Discord. So, yeah. So if you got the new download, which was emailed last night on the 30th, play the snot out of it. Figure it out. It's just, I think Dana's thought process was, if we show it off to our respective communities, you guys are going to see things that I'm not necessarily going to see. I caught a few minutes of Dave's stream again last night before I went to bed when my wife got home and saw the bunt thing. So I knew that was an issue. And so, kudos to Dana for allowing us to be able to do this and to have you guys catch things that we can't. But, yeah, playing some things from before. Anything else before we go? The thought is, tomorrow on New Year's Day, I would do a preseason game from Action PC Baseball, 86. As we get ready for that season to begin, would you believe Monday we'll kick that off? I have a sneaking suspicion it's the Red Sox and the Tigers, just because I want to see if Dwight Evans can homer on the very first pitch of the season. So Anything else before we say Happy New Year again? To me, just spitballing here, this feels like a completely different game. That to be able to roll it all there, a couple nitpicky things about everything being able to scroll. That's a big thing. It's interesting to play a game that I've never played before, but there needs to be some documentation on exactly what things mean in the sequence of play. And I don't know if Joe can write something up quick that would be some documentation included with the next version of this so we can figure it out. I mean, I know people who can do this. So, all right. Anything else before we call it a go? I like where it's heading. I don't want this to come across as a negative, but the not having the bunts work is the first deal breaker. And again, there are a lot of changes since the second alpha came out. And so he'll get to that. And as we know from other games, if you do one thing, you change 5 others without meaning to. So one more thing. Just one more thing. One more thing. Okay, Columbo, what is it? Just one more thing. When you got your passport to Panama, did you not think it was going to be checked at the airport? No, that's not where you're going with that. Oh, have a happy and safe. Yeah, if you're planning on having a couple adult beverages, stay home or stay the night wherever you are. Is Dana the only programmer? I believe so. Most games are 1 or 2 people operations anyway. Oh, by the way, did you not think that the sequentially marked 20s you have $5,000 of weren't going to be tracked by the First National Bank of Iran? No? Didn't think that was going to happen, did you? Going from Colombo to Stewie at the same time. Happy New Year. Peaceful New Year, Aaron. Did you try the butter? Oh, yes, the butterscotch schnapps and eggnog. Oh, yeah, that's dangerous, isn't it? Okay, anything else game-wise? Because I will post this video in the Discord for Dana to watch. Happy New Year, Brent. Aaron gets banned from the channel before we even start the 86th season. In all seriousness, yep. So we'll do an exhibition game tomorrow for 86 baseball using Action PC. You're more than welcome. Happy and safe New Year's Eve for everybody, and figure out something to do Friday. So, again, nothing else with the game? Oh, thanks, Brent. I'm at like 2020 now, subscribers. I picked up a bunch. All right. Happy New Year to you all. We'll see you tomorrow for some Action PC baseball. Thank you so much. And again, I don't want people to think that we'll watch this later that I'm ragging on what Dana's done. This, again, really feels like 3/4 of a step from what he had before. All good stuff. It'll get ironed out, and when I will stream this again when we get handed a new version, but I will take the advice and do some beta testing. Thank you so much. Happy New Year. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.